Hello and welcome to your August Shadowscope with me, Sally Kent. I know that your time and your energy is incredibly precious, so I'm extremely grateful that you're taking the time to watch this scope. The term shadow work was coined by the famous psychoanalyst Carl Jung, and to work with our shadow, we unleash our magic, we unlock our power, and we access profound healing. My intention is that these scopes help you to do just that. I hope that you delve into your scope throughout the month of August to help you get deeper insight and greater clarity. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm wishing you a magical August and a tremendous month. So without further ado, let's have a look at the cards for your star sign. Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Oh, I'd love you to just take a really nice deep breath for me, because tuning into your energy. I feel for you. 1 minute I wanted to have a nap, the next minute I felt bunged up, I felt like I was sneezing, and then I felt exhausted, and then I had a headache, and this is what happens when I tune in to do readings for the collective or individuals. I pick up on how they're feeling. I'm clairsentient, so I feel what you're feeling, and I can sense how much you've got on your mind, and I can sense the uncertainty, the juggling of multiple things. It's taking some nice deep breaths when you feel that things are piling up will help you to have some breaks in between what feels like quite a thriller type movie experience, in the sense where there's a lot happening. So it seems like you're having to leave behind this longing to make a fresh chapter, to start again, to build, either move house, start a new job, wait for an offer. There seems to be, for some of you, some legal issues, some kind of red tape where you're having to adopt some patience. I just wonder whether you have some tools that you can use when you do feel overwhelmed, because I'd be lost without my crystals. I'd be lost without my meditation practice. Spending time alone, withdrawing from the busyness so that I can get quiet and just let my mind just run. Because so many of us, I remember when I used to do this, I used to believe my thoughts. I used to believe that what I was thinking was the truth, and thoughts just happen by themselves. And this is what's so wonderful about a meditation practice, is that when we do it often enough, we cultivate what's called the witness and the observer within us, so we can observe the thoughts without becoming emotionally attached to them. And I can remember the wild rides that my mind would take me on when I didn't realise that I could actually harness my mind and take it in any direction that I wanted to. And this seems to be the guidance for you for August, is that you can steer your ship, your mind, in the direction that you want to, and therefore create the experiences that you want. But it does call you to really get honest about what it is that you're juggling. So for some of you, you're juggling home and work. For some of you, you're juggling kind of present circumstances with future prospects, and wanting to move ahead quicker, but being encouraged to pause, to take good care of yourself. Because I felt so exhausted by your energy, I went and made a strong cup of coffee, and whilst I was kind of still feeling your energy, I had this overall urge to kind of ask you, what are your dreams? What do you hope for? Not for you, not for your family, not for your friends, not for your work colleagues. Like, what do you actually love? What do you actually enjoy doing? Some of you might have an obsession with stationery. You might love like pens and pencils, and why is that? Is that because within you you're being called to create? Some of you may love toiletries, you may love products, and is that a call for you to really take good care of yourself? You know, whatever it is that we love or that we're longing for tends to give us a deeper message if we're willing to kind of ask ourselves that question, and then we get even deeper comfort and deeper reassurance. You're really being guided in August to remember that you have to have dreams in order for them to come true, and by focusing on them and believing that they will come true, they can manifest much more readily. For some of you, it seems like in August you're waiting for some good news and waiting for that change to happen, and we can make external changes happen more quickly if we align our inner world with those changes. So for those of you that are looking to move house, you know, this is about you assuring yourself that a house will come, or that the house that you found, everything will fall into place. It's about using your mind to steer your life the way you want it to go. And you know, this is why you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, is because this is when we master the inner and outer, and that we're able to kind of get both of them in alignment with one another. So the changes, if you're wanting changes to happen on the outside, then make them happen on the inside. Reassure yourself, trust, you know, and this is very much what the Star card is about as well. It's not just about dreams and hopes and ambitions, it's about trusting that the universe has our back. So a great affirmation you could say this month is, everything is always working out for me. I trust that the universe has my back. All that comes to me is meant for me. You know, it's like really trusting that there's a benevolent force looking out for you. But if you're not looking out for you, how can this benevolent force, the universe, look out for you? Because the messages you're giving is that you want the stress, you want the anxiety. So it's really about checking in with yourself. Perhaps put post-its around your house to remind you, what am I thinking? You know, is my inner world in alignment with what I want on the outside, and vice versa. I mentioned legal issues earlier, and I do feel that there is going to be some balance that happens in August for you. So the good news that you're hoping for, the changes that you're hoping for, can work out in your favour if you can really hone in on this wanting to steer away from stressful thoughts energy. You know, the Six of Swords is like the card of when we go and have a reading or we watch something like this, where we try and get insight, and we gain insight and information that helps us steer our ship and our mind in a positive direction, and in a way that's less turbulent and more still. You know, the term stillness speaks. It really does. Have you ever noticed that silence can be deafening, that there is never really true silence? And I think it's a misconception with meditation that when we meditate, the mind becomes silent. It doesn't. It's a quietening down of the thoughts so that we can hear what is underneath that, which is the power of the source message. You know, it's spirit, it's our intuition, it's the universe. So turn down the noise of your external world, Scorpio, so that you can really hear the magic of the universe within you. Other people in your life are seeing you as you know, very successful in terms of like money, abundance, business, your career, and also your home life. It seems to me that there is this it's an uncomfortable energy. It's like a fear and a hope. It's like some of you are really grateful for a romantic connection or a partner that you have, but there is this kind of longing for you to kind of spend more time alone, and for you to really just have that quiet time for yourself, and for you to tend to your own needs. And I think this is like coming back to you really kind of giving up the busyness so that you can really get quiet and more still, so that you can really get in touch with what it is that lights you up and what it is that you really, really want, so you can help the universe to deliver that to you. There does seem to be multiple endings of chapters this month for you, Scorpio. There is an immense celebration of something coming to an end that's been causing a lot of stress, that does enable you to get on with things that you've been hoping to get on with. By facing limitations and facing where we can and can't progress, at what stage we become more humble. You know, recognising our strengths and weaknesses, it's one of the most powerful things we can do. And when we have humility, we're able to communicate in a much more amicable way. with ourselves, with our family, with our loved ones. And I just feel that there's a lot of stress going on around you. I mean, the Thoth card that's come out is the Princess of Swords. And this whole energy to me is that there's just a lot of drama going on around you, and it's almost like it's very minutiae. It may feel incredibly massive to you because it's like people are, I'm just going to say it, it's almost like people are just dumping on you, like emotionally dumping on you, and not really asking if you're ready or if you've got the time or the energy to hear or to listen. And the stress that these people seem to be bringing to you just seems to be quite insignificant to what it is that you're experiencing, but yet you're not emotionally dumping on them. So it's really not very fair. And I think this is what you're being called to do in August, is to take a step back from tending to everybody's problems, really, so that you can really hear what you need. And also, it's like some people just keep repeating the same patterns. I'm hearing it's like there's certain individuals that are repeating the same patterns and still complaining about the same thing, yet not doing anything to change it. And you really want to change things. You really want to kind of move on and access the things that you know are going to bring you happiness, but you're having to adopt patience and you're having to wait. And meanwhile, this period of waiting that the universe has kind of forced upon you is being filled by other people's dramas, and it's incredibly exhausting. And I really feel for you. I mean, if you haven't heard of healthy boundaries, if you haven't researched, how to establish boundaries and the benefits of establishing boundaries with our loved ones, I really suggest that you look that up. The term codependency. There's wonderful books written by a lady called Melanie Beattie, who is incredible in helping us to realise that when we assert our boundaries, that is one of the greatest things we can do for our self-respect and our self-esteem, and for other people that we love and care about, So let's get into the archetypal message, which is the offering card here. So this is about the gift, it's about the present and a sacrifice. So unlike many other cards in the deck, the offering carries a clear as day message and a call to action. As you may have guessed, it is time for something to be given and given up, for the sake of the bigger picture. If nothing comes to mind immediately, though it is likely it will, take time in meditation to consider what must be offered and who is to receive it. It's likely you'll feel attachment and hesitancy. You'll make excuses, but recognise the link between the word sacrifice and the word sacred. One leads to the other. When we offer up something to the greater good, we lighten our load and become more able to serve. Imagine for a moment if you were to offer your whole self unconditionally to the world. For now, start small. Once a week, Gandhi gave up speaking for a day, offering himself to divine silence. The offering can come in all shapes and sizes. If there is a gift you've been thinking of giving someone special, now is the time to give it. So if you're experiencing this archetype in a light energy, you may be feeling feelings of generosity, donation and volunteering in August. But if you're experiencing this archetype in a dark energy, then you may be thinking and feeling about giving with expectations and keeping track on what you're giving and how it's received, and feeling quite stagnant about what you're giving and receiving. And I think this kind of comes back really, it's like you're being dragged into the minutiae through kind of stressful circumstances around you, but your soul, your shadow and your psyche is calling for you to take a step back and to give to yourself and essentially open up about what it is that you're feeling and about what plans you want to make and what it is from the past that you want to return, and to communicate what it is that you feel divinely upset about really, and what it is that you feel needs to come out. Because when you release what it is that's kind of troubling you, you can balance your heart and you can build solid foundations, and you can help yourself to feel invigorated and full of energy, which will help you deal with any fears and blockages that you may have, and give you that energy to pursue this new chapter that is calling you. Your ethics and values are really helping you to seek out what it is that you want to build. And also it's helping you to I'm going to say it's like you're being asked to mind your own business and focus on your own successes. You can care about your family members and your loved ones and friends without it becoming a burden. You know, move your body in August, because that's going to help you release this tension that you're carrying. You know, animals, when they experience stress and trauma, they naturally shake. So if they're chased by, you know, a predator, they're able to release that tension and then move on. As humans, we have to release that ourselves. Getting involved with drama and gossip is just going to move you away from you really focusing on your goals, and it's going to deny you your opportunity to gather your energy to fight your own inner battles. You know, there is a plan that you want to make, but you seem to be worried about the shaky foundations in which you find yourself. So by going within and creating that spaciousness, offering that love to yourself, you can ease that anxiety, remove that inner tension. You can make those decisions that you've been wanting to make but having to kind of adopt some patience, and then you can share this amazing news with your loved ones. You know, there is opportunity for more abundance for you in August, but again, it requires you to be still, and it requires you to really get clear about what it is that you've had enough of. And those sacrifices that were discussed in the offering archetype, you know, by offering something for the greater good without keeping score, we really free up so much energy for abundance and luck and joy and celebration to come in, and more energy. You know, I said to you, I felt zapped at the beginning of the reading, zoning into your energy, and I feel like the solutions are clear as day. You know, I even said clear as day in terms of the offering symbolism, taking time alone. And, you know, even young children appreciate time alone because they need to gather themselves, and that's when the cup starts to overflow. That's when we start to get more energy, more ideas, and then we're able to clearly see what we need to let go of, and then we can get that spring back in our step and make those decisions clearly. By refraining from getting involved with unnecessary conflicts, we're able to give our mind and body the rest that it deserves. You know, essentially, you want to make a plan, you want to get organised, you want to grow and develop, but you're having to be quite strategic and patient, and you're being guided here to distance yourself from your emotions in terms of your plans for the future, to help you to see the bigger picture. And this, I think, by the end of the month, by the end of August, you will be, your plans, your activities, you will be picking up a lot of momentum towards them. And don't be surprised if you decide to cut off some either a family member, even if it's momentarily, or a friend, so that you can put that energy and attention into this new chapter of yours that really wants to come forth. Love and partnership is really beneficial for you this month. If you can let go of outcomes, you know, it's that saying, isn't it? Expect nothing, appreciate everything. You know, taking care of your own needs and not expecting your partner to fill your own cup. You can infuse the relationship with immense energy. And if you're looking for love this month, this is about you looking for signs and symbols. So if you're asked to go to a party, or you know, somebody reaches out to you to communicate with you, you know, that is a sign from the universe to open those doors of that potential, you know. So let's see what the overall message for Scorpio is for August, please. Okay. This is, again, you're really being guided to go within, so that you can really see, because when we sit with our feelings, that are things that are uncomfortable, if we're upset about something, if we sit with those feelings rather than distracting ourselves, we end up receiving treasure from within ourselves, and we end up feeling way better than we would have if we just denied those feelings. And this is a new chapter for you of really taking good care of yourself and being a good example to any children you may have, or and to family and friends, that when you put yourself first, it's not selfish, it's self-care, and that those those actions send positive ripple effects out to people that you love and care about, and then they start to reflect that and start to model your behaviour too. So one of the best ways we can help and support others is by helping and supporting ourselves. So I really hope that makes sense, Scorpio, and I hope it helps you. I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you in September. Bye.